take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Welcome to Life in Red.
And here we go! The first episode, Life in Red. Like that intro? Not too shabby. Oh, what's up? My name's Ryan Forsyth, and this is the first episode of Life in Red. This is something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. And so I just got some inspiration while I was in the gym and decided to do it. So what is Life in Red going to be? Well, I'm a curious person. I don't know everything, and I think it's important that we can admit that. But I want to know a lot. And so what I want to do with this podcast is have long-form discussions with people in all sorts of backgrounds. It can be, health, dating, sex, to more hard-hitting issues like gender and, like homosexuals, all that kind of stuff going into it. Politics, right wing, left wing, I don't care. I'm not going to be coming at this sort of confrontationally. What I want to do is learn other people's ideas, because I think, that's what we're missing right now. How many times have you been sitting on social media, looking at Facebook, going through Twitter? God, thank God it hasn't hit Instagram yet. But, you're going through a thread or you're in the Facebook comments, and it can be a story about Justin Trudeau, Donald Trump, friggin' whatever it is. And you read the comments and you just get sucked into it. And you know how every argument is going to start. It's going to be someone voicing their opinion. They're either on the left or the right. And really, it's attacks. So they start with their point. Someone comes in with their point. Oh no, you're wrong. You're either a sheep. You're blinded ideology, big words. And then it just results to name calling, and there's no discourse. There's no dialogue. You're not getting to the heart of the issues. And God knows you're not going to be changing people's minds on the internet. It's brutal. So what I want to do is I want to talk to people. And I think that's the biggest thing society's missing, is we're just not talking to each other. One of my most famous recent quotes right now, yes, it was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I know, I'm a slave to it. But what I love about Joe Rogan is he kind of does this, is he has his ideas, and, he goes to them a lot. So it can be about, marijuana, how he stands on that, or how exercise will fix mental health. So of course he has his flaws, but what I really love about his podcast is he brings people on, and, they have a conversation. So I get to hear other ideas that I might not hear. So, I started out, I guess, I don't know, 3 years ago, I was a classic progressive liberal, and, I'm still liberal. I've never voted conservative in my life. It's always been NDP or liberal in any election I voted for, and I could admit that because, I believe in LGBT rights, in trans rights, in the equality of women, and equality of race, and, equality at the workplace. All that stuff I believe in progressive issues. But I found myself sitting there and wondering, okay, yes, people on the alt-right, the white supremacists or hardcore conservatives, they're not progressing or putting society forward, trying to degrade healthcare and degrade rights, and everything's personal responsibility. And to an extent, with that point, at least, I agree with. But, now I start seeing things on the alt-left, and I found myself not agreeing with them either. And what I mean by that is, it's like, there was that famous story about, the Women's March, and there was women in there wearing white vagina hats, supporting women. Yes, okay, everyone's on the team. You're all moving towards an issue and seeking a resolution, equality, and that's what you have to do. But then you started seeing people on the internet getting all involved, wearing a white vagina hat is, it's like racist towards black women. It's transphobic because, not all trans women have vaginas. And I was like, God, like that's not the point. This is not trying to put down anybody else. It's, you all should be moving forward. And that's where I found myself really going, okay, whoa, we're not all on the same page here. And then when you see the classic liberal nowadays, whether, you know, whatever they believe in, it's never good enough. It's never good enough. People, you know, it's you want gay rights, well, okay, but, you know, don't go to Pride, and, you know, oh, well, you're white, so we don't want your support, or you're a man, we don't want your support, and even if you're a gay, like, it's just too much. And if we really want to achieve society, you know, that utopia that a lot of us, I think, crave, it's we got to be on the same team. No one who's fighting for equal rights is putting down anyone else. And, you know, everyone has a cause that they're close to. So, like, just jump on the same team. You can promote your rights and your issues. And absolutely, I fully support that. But don't be putting down other people when they're tackling an issue that's close to them, because it's not good enough and it's not close enough to you. So this is where I found myself coming back a little bit to the middle, and started, you know, kind of thinking about personal responsibility and hard work and getting there. So, you know, going back to the Rogan podcast, which kind of opened my mind to this, that not everyone is going to be the same, and you're not always going to agree on certain topics, whatever that is. It could be super controversial, or it could just be normal day-to-day talk. So what I wanted to do is, you know, find myself seeking ideas on both sides of the spectrum, whether I agree with them or not, and hear what people have to say. And I think that's really important, is what does it matter to them? Because, you know, I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to be gay. I don't know what it's like to be trans. I'm a straight white man, and right now we're kind of the enemy of the people because of what, you know, our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, and people in the past have done. But what I want to do is I want to understand. How can I help you in, you know, a progressive way that I'm not, you know, putting myself down just to help you. You know, we all need to uplift each other as human beings, and that's what I want to see. So I want to get to the heart of, okay, what does the alt-left think? You know, what does the alt-right think to an extent? Obviously, you know, fascists, or which I guess is kind of left-wing, but, you know, neo-Nazis, you know, Holocaust deniers, you know, racist scum. That doesn't have a place of merit to me in a discussion, because that's not a dialogue. That's not coming to me with a rational point and trying to make it, because, you know, if you're putting down other people and their rights, like, that's not a discussion. I don't need to change your mind, because we're not coming at it as equals. You are totally thinking to left, I guess, right field. But so what I want to do again with this podcast, keep it on track, is have people on from different aspects of all different life, and I want to hear their ideas, and I want to question some things, and, you know, but not out of animosity. I want to learn what they think, why they think that way. And even if I don't agree, at least I can say, okay, I see where you're coming from. I respect that. That's not exactly what I would think, but I see where you're coming from, and I see your point. And that's what I kind of want to do with it. If you're still listening, that's great. But I want to have discussions with people. It's not going to be me rambling on kind of like I am now, and really, you know, sticking it to it. So, you know, what are some topics that you want to hear about? Is it health? Is it training? How to train like an athlete? Is it music? Is it, you know, controversial things? Is it talking to people in politics? Is it, you know, whatever it is? Like, I want to talk to people, and it's going to start off slow, and I'm going to really have to push it and promote it. But, you know, it's going to be unedited. It's going to be unscripted. coming into it, I'm going to try to research some things so you can ask some thoughtful questions about it. But really, it's going to be led by discussion with friends, with people I've never met before. But it's going to be getting to the root of, people's ideas. And that's what I think is so critical right now to get to. We live in such a strange time where, honestly, I don't know if it's social media, if it's the internet, if it's, Donald Trump and right-wing politics that are kind of always in the news with the states. But honestly, it's mind-bending, and it hurts my brain to see all these things that are going on, and everything's so polarizing and politicized. It's ridiculous. Like, God, we're all humans. We're all humans. We're all in this really together to try to make the best life and society possible. So why are we fighting? Why are we not trying to understand each other? Why are we not saying, okay, an extreme socialist thinks this. Okay, so this is like the good things that we like about it, but we don't want to pay taxes like that, and okay, we got it. What does the libertarian think? What are their core ideas? Okay, I get it. Okay, so the market can fix everything, get government out of regulations, and let the business owners think about it and formulate the world and give jobs and all that. And what does the conservative think? Oh, okay, like, again, no government, and everyone for themselves, and if you work hard, you're gonna get there. Okay, yes, that's a very generic baseline points on what sides think, but how do we take, okay, what is conservative, what is liberal, what is socialist, what is libertarian, what do they all think, and how can we break down those core ideas and kind of maybe formulate that perfect society? Because we know not every which way is the right way. No one knows the right way. We're all figuring it out as we go along. One of my favorite sayings my boss once told me is, as an adult in business or in government, in life, no one knows what they're doing. We just follow the people that display the most confidence that go along, right? Yeah, people have knowledge, people have experience, people have dealt with situations that, me as a young person has never dealt with. So they're obviously going to know more about how to deal with a situation. Absolutely, that is correct. But there's no rule book, really. I mean, how many times has an idea like broke something down in society or in marketing and pushed things to new limits? Science is doing that every day. We think about one thing one way, and then, science makes a breakthrough, and then all of a sudden we're doing things another way with a totally new train of thinking. That is what society is all about. It's pushing the envelope, pushing ourselves to find an optimal being and consciousness to help us solve the mystery of life and society. We only have one life. It's difficult. It's hard. Why are we bickering and fighting about useless, meaningless things? Like, let's get forth really good ideas and, work as one and, compromise and push things that, so we don't have youth suicide anymore, or suicide in general, or, murder or killing or robbery or crime or slavery or child slaves or sex slaves or sexual harassment. All the worst parts of society can be broken down into, okay, how do we solve this problem? Cancer, how do we solve this problem? How do we stop thinking about profit and, greed, and start thinking about us as humans? Because, if your sole thing in life is to just think that you're better than everybody else and, not help out your neighbor or, people who are in real need of help, then like you're not on the team, man. You're not making society better. You're making yourself better. Maybe you're taking care of your family, but we're all here. We're all trying to, just get by the best we can with, what we have. So why are we letting money and greed and squabbles of useless political information and trying to be right and I'm smarter than you? Like, it's ridiculous. So that's what I want to do. I want to break down the best aspects of everything and give people new trains of thought. I mean, you don't have to agree. I'm not going to agree with everyone I'm hopefully going to talk to, but we're going to hear their ideas together. We're going to question things, but maybe that opens up something to you, to think about, to inspire you, to help you grow as a person. Because honestly, I believe if you're not pushing yourself to grow every single day, whether it's learning a new skill or, making your bed in the morning, or just like, hey, I'm going to buy someone coffee today and I'm going to smile at someone. I'm just going to make their day better. Then, what are you doing? I mean, I am starting to believe as I get older and more experienced that, everyone has their choice to live their life. And, you have to respect whatever opinion they have, whether, how egregious it might be. But, why are you stuck in that way of thinking? Let's, learn. Let's learn together. Let's grow. Let's make ourselves the best humans we can be every day. Try new things. Break out of your comfort zone. It's really you only have one life. One. Why waste a single moment of it, not doing what you want to do? Whether you have things blocking you or breaking you down, or, you don't have access to this. It's like, yes, that it absolutely will impede what you want to do, but start with the small things. Let's focus on solve this problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we're doing this. Grow, battle, fight for what you need. And then eventually we can get to points where, we're growing as humans and figuring out the problems together. So, with all that being said, definitely on tangents, probably repeating myself. So hopefully I get better as a host with this. But it's, like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do. I love talking to people. I love learning. And just last night I was listening to Rollins on Joe Rogan. And, he was just going off with all these things that I felt really mirrored my life. For those of you who don't know and are just going to start listening, I severely struggle with mental health. And that's Henry Rollins, by the way. I had to look it up on my phone while I was talking. But anyways, I struggle with mental health. It's a big thing in my life. I've tried to commit suicide when I was 21. So, I heard Henry Rollins speak, and what paralleled my life is what he said was, everything I do is to not feel bad. Everything in my life is trying to help me really feel like not bad. And he's talking about his mental health and depression. And, I'm like, that's kind of what I do. People often say I take a vacation from work and I'll show up to, we're lucky we have a gym here, but I'll use the gym, and people are like, oh, why are you here on your holiday, Ryan? And it's like, one, I hate being alone without any social interaction in long periods of time. Now, that being said, I love my alone time, and I need it to help focus my brain. But I come to work, I go to the gym, work everything out, not my muscles and my body, but my mind, and try to focus where I want to put my energy. And when Rollins said that, I was like, man, like that's what I do. Like I sit here and, I try to make things better. And I guess that's kind of what this podcast is hopefully going to be. It's me focusing on making my own life better by distracting and helping people, and, taking away from my own mental health issues and focusing that energy. So, just being busy so I don't have to focus on, I feel crappy. I feel alone. No one's talking to me. My phone's not ringing up. No one asked me to hang out. So, okay, well, why sit there and wallow on the couch watching Netflix and, binge watching another show, playing a video game? Like, why waste that energy when I can come to work, which I'm extremely fortunate that I work in radio and I have access to a studio that I can sit here and use. And let's put my thoughts not to paper, because writing takes such a long time, but my voice, I can put it to something and I can talk to people, and I can get people on with about mental health and what are they doing. And, I'm fortunate enough, again, to work in radio where I'm starting to make contacts all throughout, the city of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, where I'm situated. But, I'm meeting event people and clients who own restaurants. And, I have clients. I'm starting to really get involved with the Royal Ottawa Mental Health Hospital. Now I've just signed up to be a speaker at a program called Is It Me, which one of the things I support really strongly, Do It for Darren funds, which is kind of a youth initiative for mental health. But I can bring those people on. Let's talk. What's going on? How can we break down stigma? How can we talk about research? Where your money goes when you donate? Okay, so I got those contacts. I got contacts now, my fellow colleagues here who talk on the radio, and they're dealing with things and they have thoughts, and with commercialized media now, you only have 15 seconds to talk, so you're not going to get a well formulated opinion out. Maybe getting them on and hearing them talk, and let's grow this thing so we can really outreach to people who really can make differences, politicians, city councillors, movers and shakers in Ottawa, influencers. That I'm not talking about the influencers on Instagram who take a picture of their butt and have 1 million followers and they're all creepy dudes. No, I'm talking about people who influence change. Let's get them on. Let's hear their ideas, and maybe, we can help figure out a way to get them support and get them in public office or get them to their goals, But I also want to have friends and just, shoot the shit. I have some really thoughtful people in my life who are intelligent and strong and ambitious, and they have tons of great ideas, and maybe they're not being heard or they don't know where to put it. So let's kind of get them on and let's talk about things. And like I said, get people from all aspects of life, sports, diet, dating. That's a big one for me. Dating, it's hard. It's hard out there for people in their 20s and 30s in this whole new online dating world. It's tough, and ghosting, and let's maybe we can get a dating expert on, or a sex counselor, and talk about that. Or let's get people from museums and learn about history or archaeology or whatever it is. Let's get so many people on and let's talk about things. And if you've made it this far, you want to come on, I'm going to start pushing this out and soliciting for people to come on and chat. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully it can get big. If not, whatever, if I have 10 listeners, but I can get some people on, we can have some engaging discussions. I think that's well worth it. Definitely worth my time. Just for my own learning, and hopefully you can learn too. As excuse me while I take a sip of water. And again, I'm not a professional. I've interviewed like 2 people back in college. And when I say 2 people, it was like the Christmas parade counselor in Belleville when I was in school. So we're gonna grow. We're gonna grow on this together. But I'm gonna put my heart and soul into doing this and learning, and figuring out and not rambling. And it's gonna be an education process for all of us in so many different ways. But it's gonna be fun. So that is Life in Red. I know I missed that Joe Rogan quote, and can't think about it now. And it was way back. It was like 20 minutes ago, and I just circled around it and totally missed that train of thought. But that's okay. That's what it's going to be all about. Hopefully I can have people who can bring me back, and maybe I'm not talking and I can look up on my phone what was the quote. So bear with me. But again, Life in Red, the first ever podcast. I'm going to put this up, and we're going to get this recorded, once or twice a week. Keep it consistent. And hope you enjoy it with me, and we'll talk soon. Kisses. Much love, everybody. Thank you.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. The rabbit hole goes. The rabbit hole goes. The rabbit hole.